Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do a deck profile, but also kind of talk about what happened at the Bushiroad World Championships in Toronto, which happened yesterday. But yeah, I'm gonna do the deck profile first, and I'm gonna do do a little talk about what happened there. But first, as you can see, I got a new playmat. Can't even show. It's ReZero. You can see what deck I'm gonna be profiling back there. But yeah, got a new playmat. Looks really nice. Got it from one of the vendors there. Yeah. So let's get started with the deck profile. The deck profile is going to be on Machinings, which I actually used during the World Championships. So yeah. So starting Vanguard is Little B. All you need to know is it has Machining in its name. Skill is you put it into Soul, stand one of your machining units, and if it stands that way, it gets plus 3k. Doesn't really matter. You only need Little B for machining. Destroyer. That's about it. So this deck is almost the same with few minor changes. Grade 3s, this is kind of different. Well, not really kind of different. I took him out, but now I'm putting him back in. Machining Warsickle, Limit Break 4 Counter Blast 2. When he attacks a Vanguard and doesn't hit, your opponent's Vanguard can't stand next turn. That's pretty good. Limit Break, so you don't have to be, it's not Generation Break restricted, so you don't have to worry about that. Once you hit 4 damage, you can just go off on that. Then second skill I don't really use that much is Camelot's one machining unit. When his unit is placed on Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost. You do choose one of your machining cards from your soul, and you call it as rest. Again, you won't be using it that much because you have another grade 3 that does that, and it's basically for free. But yeah, machining Warsickle because Destroyer needs the machining heart, 11k body, which is good. And if your opponent's like, if you can't get to Generation Break, if you go to grade 3 first and you hit 4 damage already, you can go, oh yeah, let's go Generation, you can just stun your opponent's Vanguard if it doesn't hit, which is probably going to hit, but doesn't really matter. So yeah. Next, grade 3s. 4 machining Stag Beetles, 2 of the new art from the new tech booster. Yeah, this card didn't change. When he's placed on Vanguard Circle, you choose 2 cards with machining in your soul and call them to separate rear guards as rest, and then he gains the power equal to the total amount of the cards you called. Again, he's basically your main grade 3 you want to ride. Even though he's a 10k body, he helps you fill your field up for Machine Destroyer, which is what you need, which is basically the main card of the deck. Basically the one that's going to be piloting the deck. So yeah, other than that, yeah, he's Stag Beetle is like the key grade 3 in this deck. Grade 2s, the 4 to 12k beaters. Nothing much else to say. Machining Vanguard, 12k attackers. So, yep. For Machining Mosquito Mark II, this card is really good. On hit pressure. So if you have Machining Vanguard, he becomes a 11k attacker, and then he gets the skill once per turn. When he hits a Vanguard, you choose one of your rear guards that's rested and stand it, and then you choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and that rear guard can't stand next turn. So on hit pressure, forces your opponent to guard early if they don't want to see any of their units not standing next turn. Yeah, really key card. Came out in GTCB-04, and because of that, like, Machining got like a much better. Has on hit pressure now, and it's has Generation Break restricted, so that's good. And finally, 3 Machining Papilio. I'm never gonna say this name right. Papilio. This butterfly. Machining Butterfly, but no, they got a crit trigger that's Machining Butterfly. But whatever. On place rear guard circle, choose one of your 400 rear guards and stun it. Really good. It does what this deck is supposed to be doing, stunning rear guards. I don't mind about the AK body. Honestly, once you place it on rear guard and use her skill, you can just intercept with her and she's gone. But yeah, not really good grade 2 ride. You don't want to ride her because her skill is only rear guard circle. But yeah, really good card. Does what the deck is supposed to be doing. Yeah, so I'm not going over the abilities too much because this is like the 3rd time I'm doing this deck, and most of the cards hasn't changed. So yeah. For grade 1s, 10k attackers are really good. Helped me in one of my games because I actually was able to hit their Vanguard. Well, the person had to ride a 5k grade 1, but it helped. Oops. This card helped a lot. 10k attackers are good with when you have Machining Vanguard. This actually got bumped to 3. Machining Caucasus. When a unit hits the Vanguard that this unit boosts, choose one of your opponents where you're going to send it. More on hit pressure can be paired up with this Red Soldier for 18k. I know it's not miraculous numbers, or this for 17k. So you have more on hit pressure with this column, because if they let this column hit, you're restanding something and you're stunning 2 units. So yeah. Okay. Get 3 because on hit pressure when boosting. Don't mind the 6k. It has to the skill has to be like compensated for something. Next, one of 7 cards that are not machining. The Strider, the little Dorcas. You want to stride. Honestly, this deck you need to stride Destroyer. Otherwise, this deck won't function. Honestly, because Destroyer came out, this deck got so much better. So you need to be striding in this deck. And then finally, the last of the non-machining cards. For G-Perfect cards, one of the downsides to this deck is that machinings don't have a really good unflipper. All the cards here, most of the cards here don't even use up Counterblast. Like, only Warsickle in the main deck uses Counterblast, and then the Strides in the GZone uses Counterblast as well. But honestly, like, this is the only unflipper that they can technically use. But yeah, and then 1 SP because, you know, woohoo. So yeah. Trigger lineup, people may vary, but honestly, I think this trigger lineup is good enough. 8 crits. I just want to mismatch the crits, and then here's Butterfly and Tech Booster. Excuse me. 4 of this machining crit. Counterblast. Oh, okay. Actually, this crit actually counterblast as well. Counterblast 1. When placed, choose one of your rear guards, stand it. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards, and it can't stand next turn. So yeah, 8 machining crits, 4 machining draws. This deck doesn't really draw a lot, except if you use Paraspear, you're getting +1. But you won't be striding Paraspear because you'll be striding machining a lot, Destroyer a lot. So this deck needs some kind of draw power, so that's why I'm adding the draw triggers. And then for heal triggers, machining heal triggers, because you need machining counterblast for Destroyer. And heals are going to heal, and G Guardian is a thing. And this the new heal trigger. I like the heal trigger a lot. So yeah, now we shall go on to the GZone. Okay, GZone, obviously, the main stride of this deck for Destroyer. Counterblast 1 machining card. If you have machining heart, you stun one of your opponent's rear guards. Then if you have 4 or more machining rear guards, you stun your opponent's Vanguard. It's stupid. Stupidly good. I like this card a lot. I made machining deck before this card came out, and I'm so happy I made it. So yeah. You need to stride onto him. Really good. Really good. Just really good. Okay. Next, 2 Stun Beetle. I actually added this card like last minute to the deck. So yeah, on hit Counterblast 2, Persona Flip. Your opponent's Vanguard can't stand next turn, and they can't ride on top of it. It can't ride on top of their Vanguard next turn. Basically, just shut them out. Only problem is on hit, which is meh. But if you know your opponent can't guard this attack, then you just stride onto it. So yeah, really good card. Just shuts down people when they can't ride their Vanguard. Next, 2 Uptrendus, because, you know, not calling cards is like a stupid thing. Counterblast 2, discard card from your hand. Your opponent can call cards to the Vanguard, to their rear guard circle. Superior calling as well doesn't count. So yeah, both SGRs because I splurged. So yeah, really useful against like decks who likes to call a lot, like Royal Paladins, any kind of Paladins, Grand Blue from the Drop Zone, Pale Moon from their Soul. Yeah, any kind of deck that calls a lot. Next, 2 Straggle Dippers, because this card is really, I like this card a lot. Camelot's 1, flip anything up, choose 3 units, they get plus 1k for every rest of the unit, so at least a plus 6, plus 7 if they run into a Legion. So yeah, and if it's a full field, yeah, that's really good card. I like it. 2 Paraspears. This is like your only like draw 1 stride at all in this deck. On place, if you rest all your opponent's rear guards units, then if it's 3 or more rested, you draw a card and he gets plus 5k to end of turn. So yeah. And then for G Guardians, 2 Rest Fort, Counterblast 1 when this unit, Counterblast 1 when your Vanguard is being attacked by your opponent's Vanguard, and you rest your opponent's rear guards in the back row, and then she gets plus 5k shield for every 2 rested units. Good card. I'm kind of sad that it's Counterblast 1. But yeah, anyways, really good card with 40 rested units. It's a 10k shield. So yeah. And then finally, 2 of the Fires Collection G Guardians. When it's when your opponent has 2 more rested units, it gets plus 5k. Becomes a 20k shield. And yep. And that's basically it for this deck profile. So what next, be talking about the Bushiroad World Championships. So yeah, it happened at Sheraton Hotel, like they do every year. And I went in with Machinings, and I got to round 5. I got up to round 5 yet again. Then I got the boot. So yeah. So round 1, so first of all, the time end protocol, like the round end protocol for like when time is up, is that they still kept it. It's actually still, if you hit time and the game's not finished yet, you both get a double loss, which sucks. There's a lot of booing, but hey, hopefully Bushiroad can do something about that. They're not going to do something about that, but they hopefully do something about it. They're not going to do something. But yeah, anyways, not too much else to say. So round 1, I played against Royal Paladins, a Sanctuary Guard deck, which is running the Blaster engine. Unfortunately, he hasn't. The person I played against didn't get like the grade, like he didn't get the cards he needed. He tried to rush me with Lose and Blaster Blades, but because of that, he ended up like losing a lot of Lose and Blaster Blades, so he couldn't do like the combo off. Couldn't do the Blaster combo too much. And then by the time I keep striding, a Destroyer, he literally, once I destroyed him twice, and he literally couldn't do anything. He literally just ended his turn after he drew. So it was pretty sad to see. And yeah, so I went against the Royal Paladin player. Round 2, I went up against a Gold Paladin player. Same thing. Basically, like the first 3 rounds, you're gonna hear the same thing. Destroyer, he couldn't do anything. Well, he could stride. He was playing Gurgwit, so he can actually stride and use the Superior Call skill, stride skill. But other than that, like he couldn't attack with the Vanguard. Superior Calling, trying to get like columns out, but like honestly, he couldn't do much in the end, and I took the game from there. Round 3, I played another Gold Paladin player. He kind of hit the same thing. He didn't actually, like, the cards he was Superior Calling, he couldn't get like the cards he needed. He did what I thought was really smart, was that when I stunned his Vanguard, he actually strode into the Gurgwit Stride and tried to beef up his columns. He used the Stride, like, the skill, like twice to give both columns 20k, just to try to drop cards in my hand. But in the end, like, again, he didn't have a lot of like hand resources, and then like I keep hitting triggers, and basically I took the game from there. So I went at the end of round 3, I went 3-0, and then I lost the last 2 games and I got booted at round 5. So round 4 I play against Great Nature, deck I didn't really play much against, or like I had like very little knowledge of, because none of my friends really play Great Nature. He played the Break Ride with the Tester Fox Legion, and yeah, I had to push him to 4 damage so he could Break Ride, because every time I attack I keep hitting a crit trigger, so I kept like it was frustrating, but once he Legion or re-Legion, he just kept there's it was just big numbers, so I couldn't really do much about that. So then the last game I played against a top tier Chronojet Gear Chronicle deck. Yeah, I just wasn't getting any cards. It was stupid. Oh yeah, in that round 4 game, I tried to play grade 2 because I didn't have a grade 3 in my hand, and he Sea Breezed me, so that was fun. But yeah, round 5 against Gear Chronicle, I couldn't get the cards I needed. My field was bad. I couldn't even stride Destroyer. It's sad. So yeah, I think like by round 4, my deck kind of like, no, we're tired, we're done. So yeah, yeah. So that was pretty much it for the Bushiroad World Championship. I didn't run too many Kagero players, which is good because I would die to Kagero. There was a few Link Joker players from what I've heard. A lot of Bermuda Triangle players. Most of the people who were playing Bermuda Triangles were girls, from what I've heard. A few DP. There's a few Dark Irregular decks. I think Blade Wings, which was kind of funny. But yeah, yeah, we didn't stay too long. We stayed up till past round 7 because Kirote and actually ended up making it to round 7 before getting dropped. So yeah. Then yeah, that's basically it about Bushiroad. I don't know who made. They did announce top 8. I didn't actually know like what clans they played. I think, from what I've heard, I think there were 2 Bermudas player that made top 8. So yeah, but yeah, Bushiroad. It was fun. It was nice to see lots of people playing the game still, even though Bushiroad hasn't been catering to them all that much, like competitive wise. But yeah, but yeah, that's it. For this deck profile slash kind of Let's Talk, even though no one likes the Let's Talk. But yeah, if you like the deck, thumbs up, like, subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever it may be. Bye.